An abundance of zucchinis can be a little overwhelming at times, but there's so many creative ways of using a zucchini. It's one of those vegetables that's a blank canvas and you can interpret it many ways. So one really nice way to use zucchinis is to slice them lengthwise and to use them as noodles. Now, for this recipe, we're going to make a lasagna with a delicious meat sauce and a ricotta filling, and of course with some mozzarella. But instead of pasta noodles, we're going to use zucchini. Now I like to roast the zucchinis first because I find that if I roast them at a high temperature, they just have better flavor. So I've put a little bit of olive oil on them and some oregano, some salt, and I'm going to put them in the oven in the convection mode, 400 degrees. Now remember, the great thing about convection is you can cook on multiple trays at one time. So my 2 trays of zucchini will cook all together. Gives me time to prepare my meat sauce and assemble the rest of my ingredients. Then the layering process will go together very easily. Just your traditional layering of zucchinis instead of noodles, meat, cheese, and then repeat the layers. And then of course your convection oven will do a great job baking the whole thing together. And if you need a little extra top heat for some bubbling and browning, a light touch of broiling might just give you the result that you want. It's really not that difficult. Just take care slicing the zucchinis. A sharp knife makes all the difference. Now I have the meat sauce. So I've used beef for my meat sauce, but by all means you could use ground turkey, is also good. And if you prefer not to use any meat, then you could make a filling with some vegetables and more vegetables and use that. Now, our next layer of noodles. So, here they go. You can't always rely on all your vegetables to give you a good crop, but I have found that I can always rely on my zucchinis to give me a good crop of vegetables. All right, so we have just enough for the top layer. Another little bit of mozzarella in here. And our final layer of zucchini. Now I put oregano on the zucchini to bring out some flavor, and I've also made some pesto. So you know the issue is when you use fresh herbs in cooking, how they tend to lose their flavor, but a little bit of pesto always adds a bit of zip to everything. Oh, squeeze in there please. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my homemade pesto and I'm just going to spread some over the zucchinis on the final layer here. And boy, does this say summer or what? Zucchini, fresh tomatoes in the sauce with the meat for the meat sauce, and a little pesto. It's so easy to make pesto, and don't forget to use good California olive oil. All right, a last bit of mozzarella on top, and we are good to go. All right, nice and easy. Now we could add a little bit more cheese to the top, but right now we're going to put it in the oven and let it cook for 45 minutes. Again, I'm using the convection bake mode 350 because in convection bake the oven's going to give me heat from the top and bottom, and the convection fan will circulate it. Great tools in these ovens, we have to make use of them.